Hi there. This video will be looking at a really useful feature that Moodle offers to its teachers, and that is using questions in your course. Questions that can be put in as part of quizzes or exams or in other areas. Now, to access the question bank, you need to find your administration tab, and right here it says question bank. You've got 4 categories within the question bank. We won't really worry about importing and exporting questions, although I'll just show you really quickly. If you have questions already formatted for you, if you have a file full of multiple choice questions, some of these might help you. If you're not sure, there's a question mark, so it can give you a really quick reason of why you want to use the Aiken format. If you're not sure, you go to more help. So these are some ways that you can import questions. Exporting questions is the same thing. You have a set of questions that you've created within Moodle and you want to export them. You want to save them as a Word document or in one of these other type formats. We're not going to worry too much about those. Those are quite advanced things to do. I'm going to start first with the categories. Questions need to be categorized, and for Science 7, all of these categories were created, and it helps when you go to find a specific type of question to use. So what the Science 7 developer has done is taken each one of the topics. Earth's crust and resources is one of the topics in grade 7 science, and then each one of the books that were created in that topic. So there's Catastrophic Geological Events, Extracting Earth's Resources, and Saskatchewan's Geology. And the number in the bracket shows how many questions are in that category. The developer in this course has also separated, put in more help, and there are 3 areas that are just quizzes. So a quiz that is specifically about the Earth's layers and boundaries. So there are 10 questions in that quiz, but that topic still belongs within catastrophic geological events. So the way you set your categories up will help you to find the question that you're looking for. Now we've seen some of these icons in other areas. So you've got delete, so you can delete this whole category and all the questions in it. You can get in and edit the category. This doesn't do much. All it lets you do is basically describe what's in the category. And these arrows allow you to move the categories up and down, or to make them part of a category. That's why this quiz is indented. It's been moved in. If I wanted to put it back, if I wanted to have it as part of the main questions, then it doesn't change anything. All it does is it breaks it up for your eye, and you can see that mineral identification belongs within this parent category. Okay, if you wanted to add an extra category, you would have to name it as sample questions. That's all you need to do to add a category. You don't have to fill anything else in. You add the category and it shows up right down at the bottom. I have no questions in there right now. Okay, if I wanted to add some questions, I could hit any of these, and it takes me specifically right for that category there. I can also go back in just to questions, and it automatically opens up to the default for Science 7. Now, there are no questions here. That's because all the questions in this course are in a category already. So if I wanted to find my sample questions again, okay, there's no questions in this course either. If I wanted to see what's in mixtures and solutions, now here's where you can see all of the different types of questions. If you hover over top, this is an essay form question. You have multiple choice questions. That's all that's in this category, but there are different types. I'll show you in a moment. And again, this is how you would get in to edit your question. This is how you could make an exact copy of the question. So if you want to have the same type of question, just change a word here or there, you make a copy of it. This is how you can preview what it would look like to the student. And finally, this is how you would delete that question. So I'm going to go back to my sample question area, and I'm going to create a new question. Okay. Just like the add an activity or resource, if I click on one, it gives me a little bit of information of what that looks like. A true-false question, essay question, matching questions. Some of these calculated essays, embedded answers, some of them are a little trickier to get to use. So work with the ones you know best and try one of those later. Let's say I would like just multiple choice question. I'm just going to add it. And I would like, the way that this person has done it in their class is the question name and the question text are the same. If you just start putting question 1, question 2, question 3, that's all you see in that last screen where it shows all the list of questions. That's hard to remember. I personally like to put it in. So what is a good question? And then I copy and I paste that up there, and that's going to be what I see. I can put a video in, I can put an image in, I can do all of the editing features that we're used to already. I can change the default mark. Maybe this multiple choice question, I want it to be out of 4 marks. If I want to add some general feedback for just overall that the student gets there, I can type whatever I want in there. This one's usually not answered. Now, as we get down below, we have to start thinking about the answers we're going to be giving. So, is this multiple choice question, does it only have 1 correct answer, or are there 2 or 3 that are allowed? I just want 1. Shuffle the choices means that every time a student opens the same question, the answers will be in a different order. So some of the multiple choice exams and quizzes, it might have, you can try it more than 1 time. Each answer is going to be shuffled. And then how are you going to number your choices? So let's say choice 1, what is a question? Well, I'm just going to put 1. If this is the correct answer, I'm going to put it's 100%. If the student chooses this choice, they get 100% of their mark. If it's not the correct answer, or maybe they're allowed to choose 2. Maybe they're allowed to make 2 choices. If this is one of the choices, or if it's partially correct, I might only give them 50%. That's really up to you. I usually go for choice 1 being the correct one, and then the rest have none. One of these grades in one of your multiple choice needs to show 100%, or they need to add to it. Oops. So that's not a right answer. 4 is not a right answer. 5. You can have as many choices as you want. There's a spot down here that you can put in 3 more choices, and then 3 more choices, and 3 more choices. Let's say you want to put some feedback in. If somebody chose 4 and that's obviously not the right answer, you could put in try again. Okay, this is optional. You can put multiple tries in. Combined feedback, it's very default. Your answer is correct, your answer is partially correct, or it's incorrect. You can change those and customize them. Penalties for each incorrect try. If you let them try more than once, you might not want to have any penalty in that. Or you might want to take 10% off if they need a second try, or half of the marks. That's up to you. If I would like to save those changes, my question should show up right there. So what is a good question? So again, if I want to go back in and edit, if I want to make a copy of that, if I just want to create a new question, I'll show you how an essay question is a little bit different. Again, how are you? There's a great question. As my question name, and I'm going to put it as my text as well. Essay question, maybe I want this out of 5 marks instead. Now, the multiple choice questions and true-false questions, matching questions, Moodle automatically marks those for you. Essay questions, short answers, they involve the teacher to physically mark and put something in for them. So we're going to give a student an option. I usually don't play with these. HTML editor requires the student to enter text. It'll give it a box for the student that's 15 lines long. If you know that you want the student to put in more text, you can change that. Or you can have it as short as 5 lines long if it's not a very big essay question. Allow attachments. Maybe you want the students to be able to upload their favorite art project and explain. So you just want 1 photo. Require the attachments. I require that 1 attachment. The response template. This is where it will display in the response input box when a new attempt at the question starts. So it'll show to the student, good luck in your attempt this time, or don't forget to attach your favorite photo. Down here is where you'd put any information that you want the grader to see. Maybe you're asking to describe the difference between two specific types of solutions in science, for example. And here you want to have that information, so you don't need to look it up as the grader. You would put in like a mixture is, and then you would type in all of the information that you want, and a solution is, and then type in all the information that you want. The student doesn't see this. So this is where I put my answer key. Okay, save those changes, and away you go. So question banks, really helpful. I personally like to set up my question banks all at once, and I categorize as I go. That's all I have to say. If there are more questions, there'll be a video in this help area about creating exams and creating quizzes and how to actually use all the questions that you're creating within the question bank. So I hope if you have more questions about questions, you find that video. Thanks for watching.